Hey friends, this is Marilyn from TarotClarity.com. As you know, I'm showcasing decks that are in my collection that I never featured before on my channel. I don't think I've ever featured this one before, ever. And if I did, it was just in passing or something like that. It's the Mystical Tarot. And one of the reasons I know that I probably never use it is because it's heavily Rider-Waite-Smith based. There's, sometimes I like when a deck, even if it has some Rider-Waite-Smith influences to it, they're not necessarily overtly like stuck on that tract. But as it turns out, this deck is. The cards represented are heavily reliant on Rider-Waite-Smith. I can remember why I purchased the deck. It came out, I think, in 2017. I don't know if I bought it exactly in 2017, but I probably bought it soon after it came out. But I bought it because the person on the cover, on the box cover, is the spitting image of one of my girlfriends from high school, where she and I purchased tarot decks at the same time. And around the same time, the same summer. And she purchased the Rider-Waite-Smith deck. And I didn't, I didn't quite want that deck. I had my eyes on another deck, the one JJ Swiss deck. But I always associate the beginning of my years reading tarot, associating with her because she was my best friend at the time. So I think I bought this deck because of her face looking like it appears on the thing, on the box. Anyway, I just thought, why not? I'd showcase it. It's a deck that's was put out by Lo Scarabeo. It's got a nice shuffle to it. The art is beautiful. I can't criticize the artwork. The artwork is lovely. But you'll see what I mean regarding some of the things that I just didn't gel with this deck. One of the things that I just don't like when decks are heavily ornate or have like an ornate border. I don't care for it. But here is the Fool card. As I said, the artwork is beautiful. So he has an orchid. Is that an orchid in his hand? He's got the common features that we're accustomed to seeing, perhaps something alluding to feathers. His satchel, we have birds and the tree. That's so interesting. We have a dog who is nipping and tugging at one of his belt dangles. Bananas. So he's about to slip on a banana peel. And then we have birds below, maybe birds of prey. Here are the backs. The backs seem to be a type of serpent, a peculiar looking serpent. Here we have the Magician. So he has one leg. Where's his other leg? And then he has two other legs which support the table in the center. Isn't that curious? Where's his other leg? That's curious. In the TDM, we realize that in all the tables for the Magician, there's only 3 legs of the table. And here we have 3 legs. That's kind of interesting. Although they're not of the table, but they're 3 legs here. So here we have, I'm sure, some kind of alchemical thing going on. The wings of a bird, which sort of make it look like an owl. Isn't that curious? What I do like is that the Triumph cards aren't named. So at least they don't say the High Priestess, We can say the female Pope if we want to. I do appreciate that. I rather appreciate when there aren't titles given to cards. Here we have the Empress. Emperor. The Pope. So we have a cardinal here, cardinal there. Doves, perhaps. He's given his blessing, the eye of the divine. Here, look, on the sides of his chairs, we have this face. We have the Lover card. So we have the Serpent with the apple. Remember, in tarot, there is nudity traditionally. So there will be some nudity in this deck. If it offends you, then it's probably a good time not to turn off the channel. The number 7 card, of course, is the Chariot. We have a white and black horse. We have the moon visible, at least on one of his shoulders. The horses are winged. For 8, of course, since it's the Rider-Waite-Smith system, we have fortitude is 8. The lion and the maid, or maiden. The hermit. Similar to the Fool, he appears on a cliff, but he is taking the cliff under advisement, you know. He's not about to fall off like this guy is. Plus, we see steps. If he chooses to go down or ascend, he has the safety of steps. We have a type of beast here. He's got a lantern, his walking stick, whatever those are. They look like they have, are those feathers? So maybe, I don't know what those are. He's got another beast here. And he has a throne right here. Look at that, that's his throne. Let me see if the little white book gives a description of what is in the hermit. Okay, no, there is no explanation for what those things are, which is why I usually never end up reading the little white books for things. They usually aren't very helpful. Okay, we have the Wheel of Fortune. Justice. Similar to the Pope card with this eye of the divine, right? We have it appear again in Justice. Justice has to be inspired, right? The Hanged One. Notice the cloud. Ah, it's from a volcano, the eruption of a volcano. So it's not a cloud, it's just smoke. Interesting how he descends into the split of a tree, which the growth of the tree disrupts the pattern of the brick. Huh. Temperance, also on a cliff. No, it's a reflection. Okay, so that's like water. That's not a cliff. It's just an optical illusion. But she's stepping into water, perhaps. Oh, man, look at this guy. So he's trapped, as are his minions. Ooh, creepy. We have death. So we have a curtain here, like a shower curtain, or just a regular curtain that, The tower. Wow, look at that. Very elaborate. The star. Again, traditionally, nudity appears in tarot cards. Just the way tarot cards are. Certain cards feature the female form in the nude. So here we have the moon. Look at that. Two faces. Maybe referencing Janus, I don't know. The dogs, the columns, or the trees, or whatever those things are. They're organic, but I'm not sure what they are. The crustacean and the reflection of the moon in the water. The sun bursting forth from sunflowers, like the birth, being birthed from sunflowers, going forth into the world. We have a chariot from the sun, maybe a reference to Apollo. Judgment, beautifully done. That could belong to any deck. And the World card again with nudity in a tarot deck. It's just the way tarot is. And if you are offended by tarot in any way, this channel's not for you. Okay, we have Ace of Swords. Look at that. Face and the handle of the sword. We have a bird, a stork or an egret, the birth of a new idea. She's sitting within an egg enclosure. She's blindfolded. We have the moon and the constellation of Gemini. Is that what that is? I'm not sure. I don't know astrology so well, as you may know. I'm just seeing two. And we have this representation of the Three of Swords, which is familiar. Are those moths? And what is coming out of his head? Spewing smoke, which in turn creates the clouds. Four of Swords, a knight in repose. Again with the moths, okay, suggesting flight for the Suit of Swords or air. And then we have, of course, the stained glass windows that we saw in the Rider-Waite-Smith. So for 5, we have flight in the background. And then the more recognizable concept of the 5 swords that we've seen in Rider-Waite-Smith 6. Definitely familiar. I'm not sure what this thing is. Can't even see it. A fish, I guess. And he's got like a pushing stick, but it looks like something's got a grip of it down here. The reflection of the face. I'm curious. Some type of theft. So we have the repetition of the patchwork quilt that we've seen in the Rider-Waite-Smith. Maybe they don't have the same design on it, but it's familiar. And of course, the idea of suffering, the stuff that nightmares are made of. It is a pretty deck, I will say. We have an owl here too. And then we have the page represented by a helmet. So not even the court cards are identified by name, which I do appreciate that. I like that. We have an angel pouring into the clouds. Knight, represented by the horse. Wow, we have scales of justice and the eagle. Are they trying to get it? Is the eagle, are they pursuing it, or have they dropped it? I think they're pursuing it. The queen and the king. This is a very pretty deck, I must say. Ace of Cups is very religious looking, very Christian, very Catholic. This little sea creature, the seahorse maybe? Fun confusion maybe. Yeah, look at all these things about him. We have familiarity with the Seven of Cups from the Rider-Waite-Smith. It's similar, similar feel, as is this, the Six of Cups. I missed the 7. I had it out of order, I'm sorry. 8. Now, is this wish fulfillment? Is that what that looks like to you? Let me pause and see if the little white book gives us any insights into this card. Okay, I'll just read the definition that this little white book gives the card. It says, a prosperous merchant has collected all the cups. All his wishes have been fulfilled. Does it make him happy? Or does he need to wish again? The message of this card in this deck is, be careful what you wish for, as you are likely to get it. So it gives a cautionary tale, which explains why he doesn't look jubilantly happy that he has gotten his wish, which is an interesting take on the card. Sometimes, that is the answer when we see the Nine of Cups, right? Be careful what you wish for. It does present that way depending on some of the other cards. In this particular card, that's the meaning or a feature of the card. Just be careful what you wish for. 10. Happy life. And then we have our quartz page with this seahorse, the knight riding a seahorse, the queen, and the king. So I guess all those things that I wasn't sure of earlier in the spread might have just been seahorses. Moving along to the suit of batons. The ace. Ooh, we have some type of lizard or dinosaur. So clearly, if you are familiar with Rider-Waite-Smith deck, this variation will not throw you for a loop or anything like that, but it is very beautiful. The art is lovely. I guess I just am put off by the border. I do appreciate no names, no titles. I do like that. So rockets. Very cool. What's going on up there? Again, now I was mentioning that the moths on the swords might have suggested air, but then we have them again, or these are actually butterflies. So it could be, a metamorphosing or turning into something new. So we have dragons for fire, I presume. And the suit of coins, the last suit. We have a peacock, some type of ram or goat or something. Some type of transaction for work done. She's in the arms of a chair that has a motherly feel to it. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this little showcasing of the Mystic Tarot. Let's see, who is it by? Does it say anybody's name on the deck box? Giuliano, Costa by Lo Scarabeo. So my next video, I presume, will be a few reads using this deck. Let's just see how it shuffles. Well, they're very stiff because I've probably never used it before. To be honest, if I used it to showcase or something, I probably haven't used it very often. But it shuffles just as you would expect a Lo Scarabeo deck to shuffle. Until next time, friends, peace, stay well, please be brave.